Okay, we are here today with Cal State San Marcos head women's basketball coach Renee Jimenez and Jon'Nae Vermillion. First, Coach, just start us off with a opening statement about today's tough semifinal loss to undefeated UC San Diego.
Yeah, I think over and over again we just keep giving them our best shot. I don't know another team in the country that is giving one of the top teams in the country this kind of a game every game they play. But when you're playing a team like UC San Diego, you have to be perfect or pretty close. And I thought we played a really solid game, but when it came down to those moments where we needed a stop or we needed a defensive rebound, we kind of came out of what got us to this point. And I think that's the one thing. I mean, we're starting a freshman, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and our next 2 off the bench are a junior and another freshman, so we're really young. It's their first time at this in this type of environment, and these guys have kind of just played like it was any other game, which is what we wanted them to do. But I think they're learning along the way like how hard it is to get to this point. And now we're at a point now where our season kind of lays in the hands of the NCAA, but I think we have a good shot of getting into the regional. I mean, we've won I think 8 of our last 10, so we're one of those teams that's hot. And if we have to play UC San Diego again, then we'll be ready to play UC San Diego again.
Coach talked a little bit about having to be kind of near perfect. And today, one of the things that kind of stuck out as not near perfect was the line. What happens when you're at the free throw line that maybe makes those shots falter a little bit?
It's just one of those things like it's all mental at the free throw line. You miss a free throw and then you get into your own head, and then you just keep getting down on yourself. And as a player, you need to see the ball go in the basket. And if it's not, then it's hard to come out of that and get a rhythm. And that's why we struggled at the free throw line.
Obviously, you didn't just struggle at the free throw line, though. You guys had a really good game, too. So talk a little bit about how you feel like you match up with UC San Diego. The coaches were really complimentary of your game planning against them and your aggression against them, particularly in the first half. So just maybe talk about the overall game, too, not just the negatives.
Yeah, praises to UCSD. They have a great coaching staff. Everybody on that team is very talented. But going into the game, we did have a great game plan at the beginning. We struggled with it. We weren't disciplined, giving up the threes. And throughout the game, we did that as well. But I thought defensively, we did good. We had our moments, which every team does. We had a couple players on their team that were taking the ball and scoring, but that's going to happen. Offensively, it was hard to finish for us at first. We started making shots. Our freshman KK, sophomore AK, they came in hitting clutch shots. Davina came in rebounding, and all that stuff adds up. And it wasn't a perfect game for us, but I'm really proud of my team.
Yeah, I don't know if any team in our conference knows UC San Diego the way our kids do, and I don't know if there's not another team that like San Diego knows us similarly. They're ready for everything. Coach Dario, this is his scout. He probably sleeps with it at night because he knows these guys inside and out. And that's what makes it fun. It's a chess match, I think, between 2 great disciplined teams, disciplined staffs. And, I think we've just shown all year we knew we couldn't give them those 30-point quarters, but that 24 in the fourth, that really hurt us. And usually we have a hard time. We struggle to score with them, and we were able to do that. But it came down to those, free throws are free throws, and we've done this all year. We've made 25 out of 28, and we've made 5 out of 20. So that's something that we've struggled with a little bit, kind of the inconsistency there. But anytime you give a team 18-0 boards and that many more opportunities, I mean, we actually ended up taking more shots than they did, which is surprising. But anytime you give Williams and Hatfield and those guys a second chance, they're not going to miss. And most of the time they're going to make you pay with an and one. And that's where the discipline comes in. So you can't do it for 38 minutes. Maybe you can get away with it for 39 on a bad day, but with a team that's 27-0 and perfect, you need to bring your perfect game with them.
And obviously, you're still waiting on the decisions from the committee tomorrow, but kind of reflect on the season to this point, and what are your takeaways from this year so far?
I'm really happy. These guys probably aren't as much, obviously, but I think the biggest thing that we've learned along the way is now we're at a point where our season's in the hands of the regional committee, and we didn't want to let it get that way. But when you have 10 of our 12 players are new, so they've never been through this before. So when I'm sitting there going, hey, this loss here, those are bad losses. Those are going to come back to haunt you in March. And here we are sitting here going like, God, if we could get this game back and this game back and this game back, we'd be, 23-5. And we would be in the regional without question. And I think for these guys, what's important is that they understand that now. And they believed us then, but they're not really feeling it. But, depending on what happens on Sunday night in the selection show, we'll figure it out. But I think moving forward and just building on that, these guys they could go 27-0. I have no doubt about that, because now they understand the significance of every game and every possession and how disciplined you have to be and how much you have to stay the course and trust your teammates and trust your coaches and trust everything that we're asking you to do, because really in the end of this, everything matters.
Jon'Nae, is a 27-0 season on the horizon for next year then?
Oh,
predicted
man.
it here?
I mean, I hope so. We're like she said, we're really young and we have so much to learn. We have so much raw talent on our team. So I don't know, maybe, everybody works hard in the off season and we come back and maybe we'll have a 27-0 season,
All right. Thanks, ladies. Good
Thank
good
you.
season.
Appreciate